Life has a way of challenging us, testing our limits, and sometimes it brings us face to face with situations that make us question everything we thought we knew. But what if I told you that when you're hurt, you don't have to react the way the world expects you to? What if I told you that silence could be your loudest statement? In the face of pain, it's easy to feel as if you're losing yourself, as if the weight of the world is too much to bear. Whether it's a heartbreak, loss, or a challenging setback, the emotional toll can sometimes make you question your own strength. But here's the thing, pain does not define you. It is simply an experience you're going through. It may feel overwhelming at times, but you have the ability to rise above it, to reclaim your strength, and to find your power again. The first step in reclaiming your strength is recognizing that your pain is valid, but it does not control your future. It is part of your story, yes, but it does not determine who you are. Pain comes in many forms, emotional, physical, or even mental, and it can leave us feeling drained and defeated. In those moments, it's natural to think that our life is somehow on pause, that we're stuck in an endless loop of despair. But your true strength lies not in the absence of pain, but in how you choose to respond to it. You see, pain is inevitable. We all go through it at some point in our lives, and while we can't always control the events that cause it, we do have control over how we deal with it. And this is where your personal power is rooted in your response to adversity. Instead of allowing pain to make you small or shrink your confidence, you can choose to grow from it. You can choose to embrace the discomfort as an opportunity to rise and evolve. When you make that decision, you regain control over your own narrative. One of the most powerful things you can do in difficult times is to acknowledge your emotions without letting them consume you. It's okay to feel angry, hurt, or sad, but it's important to understand that these emotions are just part of the process, not the whole story. You are not your pain. By allowing yourself to feel but not be defined by what you feel, you start to build the resilience needed to push through any challenge. Recognize that your emotions are messengers, guiding you to what needs healing, what needs change, and what needs strength. Don't suppress them, but don't let them control your actions either. Another way to reclaim your power is to shift your perspective. It's so easy to get trapped in the victim mentality when faced with adversity, but doing so only keeps you tethered to the pain. See your challenges as lessons, not burdens. Every setback, every heartbreak, every moment of pain is an opportunity to learn about yourself. It's a chance to discover just how strong you really are. Growth often comes from the most difficult times, and the more you focus on learning from the pain instead of resenting it, the more you empower yourself to rise above it. At times, we also forget that self-care is an essential part of reclaiming your strength. It's easy to neglect your needs when you're consumed with emotional turmoil. But in those moments, self-compassion becomes vital. Taking the time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit will help you heal, regain your energy, and strengthen your foundation. Whether it's a quiet moment of reflection, a workout that clears your mind, or spending time with loved ones who lift you up, these moments of self-care are not indulgences. They are necessary steps toward reclaiming your power. Finally, trust in your resilience. You have faced pain before, and you've survived. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still moving forward is proof of your inner strength. Pain may knock you down, but it will never keep you down if you choose to get back up. You have a wellspring of power inside you waiting to be tapped into, and each time you rise above pain, you get stronger. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory, a reclaiming of your personal power. And in that process, you learn to trust yourself, your ability to heal, and your capacity to emerge from even the darkest of times, stronger and more empowered than ever before. Understanding your own value is one of the most transformative things you can do for yourself. Often we get caught up in the opinions of others, the standards society sets for us, or even the mistakes we've made, and we begin to lose sight of who we truly are. Your worth is not defined by external factors, by how others perceive you, or by what you've done or failed to do. It's inherent, it's innate, and it is something that cannot be taken away by anyone or anything. You deserve respect and love simply because you exist. From the moment we're born, we're worthy. The world, unfortunately, sometimes tries to convince us otherwise. It teaches us to earn love, to prove our worthiness by achieving certain things, by fitting into certain molds, and by constantly seeking approval. But the truth is, your value has never been tied to any of these external validations. You are worthy just as you are, flaws, imperfections, mistakes, and all. This is a hard concept to accept in a world that often equates worth with success or beauty or how well you fit in. But understanding that your self-worth is inherent is the first step to reclaiming the respect and love that you deserve. The journey to recognizing your own value begins with self-awareness, understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what your values are. When you know yourself deeply, when you accept yourself fully, you stop seeking validation from outside sources. You no longer feel the need to be constantly approved of because you already recognize the value you bring to the table. The love and respect you seek are not something that someone else can give you. They are things you give to yourself first. When you truly value yourself, you set boundaries that honor your needs, and you stop allowing others to treat you in ways that don't align with your worth. It's easy to allow self-doubt to creep in, to compare yourself to others, or to feel inadequate when life gets tough. But it's in those moments of vulnerability that you must remind yourself of just how strong and worthy you are. Your worth is not determined by what you've accomplished or by the things you've failed at. It's not about being perfect or flawless, but about recognizing that you have a unique presence, a unique contribution to the world, and you deserve to be treated with kindness and respect by yourself and others. This isn't about ego, it's about having a healthy relationship with yourself. The reality is that many of us struggle to give ourselves the love and respect we freely give to others. We show more compassion to our friends, family, and even strangers than we do to ourselves. But self-worth means treating yourself with the same love, understanding, and forgiveness that you extend to others. It's about making sure that you honor your own needs, desires, and boundaries, and not allowing anyone to take away your peace or compromise your values. When you understand your worth, you stop accepting treatment that diminishes you. You stop making excuses for others' poor behavior, and you stop ignoring red flags because you think you need to prove yourself worthy of love. You are already worthy. No one gets to decide your value except for you. And when you learn to see yourself as deserving of respect, you begin to demand it. You start to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who value you for who you truly are, and who treat you with the respect that you deserve. Understanding your own worth is not just about believing in yourself when things are going well. It's about having the courage to trust in your value, even when things are tough. It's about reminding yourself in moments of doubt or hardship that you are enough and that you deserve love and respect simply because you exist. When you embrace this truth, you step into a life filled with greater peace, stronger boundaries, and a deep, unwavering love for the person you are. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and navigate our own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. It is a vital skill, particularly in times of pain or distress, when our emotions can feel overwhelming and difficult to control. The key to emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to observe and understand our emotions as they arise, and emotional maturity, which is the ability to respond to those emotions in a healthy, constructive manner. In times of pain, emotional intelligence allows us to not only cope with our feelings, but to grow stronger through them. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It means having an intimate understanding of how you feel, why you feel that way, and how those emotions affect your thoughts and actions. This level of awareness is incredibly powerful because it allows you to acknowledge your emotions without letting them dominate you. When you're emotionally aware, you can observe your feelings without judgment, whether it's anger, sadness, or frustration, and understand where they're coming from. Recognizing the roots of your emotions helps you avoid acting impulsively, making decisions that might cause further pain, or saying things you may regret later. Self-awareness allows you to pause, reflect, and choose how to respond instead of reacting instinctively. In times of pain, this self-awareness becomes even more crucial. Pain, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, has the potential to overwhelm our thoughts and cloud our judgment. But when you are self-aware, you can step outside of your immediate emotions and see them for what they are, temporary. Emotions like anger or sadness are natural reactions to adversity, but they are not permanent states. By acknowledging your emotions without allowing them to control you, you maintain your inner peace and clarity. This prevents you from making decisions that might further complicate the situation, like lashing out at others or withdrawing into yourself in unhealthy ways. Emotional maturity, on the other hand, involves managing these emotions in a way that is balanced and constructive. It means recognizing that while it's okay to feel pain, it's also important to handle it in a way that doesn't negatively impact your well being or the well being of those around you. Emotional maturity involves responding to your feelings with understanding and compassion rather than reacting with blame, guilt, or shame. It's about choosing to learn from your emotional experiences instead of letting them define you. This maturity is crucial in navigating pain because it allows you to transform negative emotions into opportunities for growth. Instead of wallowing in sorrow or frustration, you can look at pain as a teacher, a force that will shape you into someone stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling future challenges. The importance of emotional intelligence in navigating pain also lies in its ability to help you set boundaries and protect your emotional health. When you are emotionally intelligent, you can assess whether a situation is worth engaging in or if it's best to walk away for the sake of your peace. You understand that you have the right to prioritize your emotional well-being, even if that means distancing yourself from negativity or toxicity. Emotional intelligence helps you recognize when to take a step back, take a deep breath, and regain your emotional equilibrium. Moreover, emotional intelligence fosters the empathy, an essential trait in dealing with pain, both your own and others. When you are emotionally intelligent, you are more attuned to the emotions of others and can respond with kindness and understanding. This empathy can create stronger, more supportive relationships, which are essential during times of personal struggle. Being able to express your emotions in a healthy way and to listen with compassion to others can create a network of support that makes navigating pain more manageable. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is about being in control of your emotional state, not allowing your emotions to take control of you. It's about seeing pain not as something to be feared or avoided, but as a natural part of life that, when handled with self-awareness and emotional maturity, can lead to greater personal growth, stronger relationships, and deeper resilience. By cultivating emotional intelligence, we are better equipped to navigate the complexities of life with grace, wisdom, and strength. In a world that often values quick reactions and immediate responses, the act of not reacting can seem counterintuitive, even passive. Yet non-reaction is one of the most powerful tools you can wield when dealing with negativity, conflict, or pain. It's the art of choosing not to engage in a cycle of retaliation, even when you're provoked or hurt. This act of restraint can be far more powerful than any words or actions aimed at revenge. The idea behind non-reaction is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that you're unaffected. It's about choosing to rise above the situation, to maintain control over your own emotional state instead of letting the actions of others dictate how you feel and act. When someone says or does something that hurts you, the instinct may be to immediately respond with anger, hurt, or frustration, but this only perpetuates the cycle of negativity. When you react, you are often giving away your power, handing it over to someone else, and allowing them to control your emotions and actions. Non-reaction, on the other hand, is a conscious decision to remain centered and calm, regardless of external provocation. It's about having the strength to not let someone else's actions disturb your peace. This doesn't mean you're ignoring the problem or being submissive. It means you're choosing not to engage in a way that would lower your energy or bring more harm. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a step back, observe the situation, and decide that you will not allow it to pull you down to a level where you lose control of yourself. When you don't react, you send a message of strength. You demonstrate that you are not easily shaken, that your emotional state is not dictated by the behavior of others. In fact, the more someone tries to provoke you and fails to elicit a response, the more powerful you appear. This calm, measured response often confuses those who are trying to get a rise out of you, as they cannot understand why their words or actions aren't having the effect they expect. Instead of escalating the situation, you've effectively de-escalated it by simply choosing not to engage. The power of non-reaction lies in its ability to keep you in control. When you don't react, you control the narrative. In moments of anger or frustration, our natural inclination is to protect ourselves, to retaliate, to make the other person feel what we're feeling. But this reaction often leads to further conflict, guilt, and escalation. It can cause us to say things we don't mean, hurt others in ways we didn't intend, and leave us feeling drained and unsettled. By choosing not to react, you maintain your dignity and your inner peace, and you avoid contributing to a situation that might otherwise spiral out of control. Non-reaction also has a profound effect on your emotional well-being. Every time you choose not to engage with negativity, you create a buffer between yourself and the pain or frustration that might otherwise consume you. Instead of allowing your emotions to control you, you learn to detach from external events, recognizing that you are not defined by the actions of others. This emotional detachment allows you to observe situations with clarity and not get bogged down by the emotional weight of the conflict. It's a form of emotional freedom where you are no longer chained to the responses of others and you become the master of your own peace. Additionally, non-reaction has the potential to transform the dynamics of your relationships. When someone expects you to react with anger, hurt, or frustration, and you instead respond with calm or silence, it can shift the power dynamic in the relationship. It often leaves the other person confused as they can no longer manipulate or control your emotional responses. Over time, this can lead to a deeper respect as they begin to realize that you are not someone who can be easily provoked. This kind of emotional mastery often inspires others to reflect on their own behavior and can lead to more respectful interactions. Ultimately, choosing non-reaction is an expression of personal strength and emotional intelligence. It is a declaration that your peace is more important than any momentary satisfaction that comes from retaliation. Non-reaction is not weakness. It is the conscious choice to remain true to yourself and to not let the chaos around you disturb your inner balance. In a world that is often driven by impulsive emotions and reactions, the power of non-reaction is a quiet yet powerful force that can transform not just your own life, but the dynamics of your relationships and the way you experience the world. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, and while it often brings pain, discomfort, and challenges, it also holds the potential for significant personal growth. The way we navigate through difficult times can profoundly shape who we become. Rather than viewing adversity as something purely negative, we have the power to transform these experiences into opportunities for personal development. Every setback, every moment of hardship holds within it a lesson that, if embraced, can lead to profound transformation. One of the most powerful ways to grow through adversity is by shifting our perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? We can ask, what can I learn from this? Adversity often forces us to face our deepest fears, doubts, and limitations. It pushes us out of our comfort zones, challenging our beliefs about ourselves and the world. This discomfort, while difficult to endure, is where the seeds of growth are planted. When we choose to approach adversity as a teacher rather than a punishment, we begin to see the potential for transformation. Each challenge can become a lesson in resilience, patience, and self-discovery. In times of struggle, it's easy to become consumed by negative emotions, anger, sadness, frustration, or hopelessness. However, personal growth comes when we learn to process and manage these emotions instead of allowing them to control us. By accepting that pain is part of the human experience and that it's okay to feel these emotions, we give ourselves the space to heal. But we also recognize that we have a choice in how we respond to them. Rather than letting negative emotions define us, we can use them as fuel to move forward. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and channel our emotions, becomes essential in this process. By developing this skill, we not only learn to handle adversity with grace, but also to emerge stronger from it. Another powerful tool for growth and adversity is self-reflection. During challenging times, we are often forced to confront parts of ourselves that we may have neglected or avoided. These moments of introspection allow us to examine our values, goals, and desires. We may discover strengths we didn't know we had, or perhaps we realize that some of our past assumptions were limiting us. Self-reflection helps us clarify what truly matters to us and enables us to align our actions with our authentic selves. It teaches us to be more mindful of our responses and decisions, allowing us to cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and direction in our lives. Adversity also brings a sense of resilience that is built through overcoming obstacles. When we face hardship and continue to move forward, even if it's one small step at a time, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling life's challenges. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, it's about developing the strength to endure it and emerge from it with newfound wisdom. Each time we rise after falling, we become more resilient, more adaptable, and more confident in our ability to navigate future difficulties. Additionally, adversity has the ability to deepen our sense of empathy and compassion for others. When we face challenges, we begin to understand the pain and struggles of those around us in a way we may not have before. This shared experience of hardship connects us as human beings and allows us to support others who may be going through similar trials. Our struggles can make us more compassionate, not only toward others, but also toward ourselves. We begin to understand that suffering is not a sign of weakness, but an opportunity to become more connected, both to our own humanity and to the humanity of others. Finally, adversity often forces us to reevaluate our goals and priorities. When life presents us with difficulties, we may find that the things we once thought were important no longer hold the same value. This can lead to a redefinition of success and a deeper understanding of what truly brings fulfillment and meaning. Adversity can prompt us to realign our lives with our true purpose, shedding the distractions and superficial goals that no longer serve us. Through this process of reevaluation, we emerge with a clearer sense of who we are and what we want from life. In moments of adversity, it's natural to want to retreat, to avoid the discomfort and pain. But when we lean into those difficult times, we open ourselves up to the possibility of profound growth. The challenges we face do not define us, but the way we respond to them does. By choosing to see adversity as an opportunity to evolve, to learn, and to strengthen our character, we unlock the full potential of who we can become. Through struggle, we find our deepest strength, our most authentic selves, and our greatest opportunities for growth. Silent strength is the remarkable power that comes from within, expressed not through loud words or dramatic gestures, but through the calm, resolute way we choose to live our lives. It's the ability to maintain your peace and self-possession despite external chaos, to stay true to your own beliefs and values even when others try to impose their narrative on you. This type of strength is often underestimated because it doesn't demand attention or applause, yet it is one of the most powerful forces for personal empowerment because it allows you to take full control of your own story and not let anyone else define who you are. When faced with criticism, judgment, or manipulation, it can be tempting to react, to defend yourself, or to explain your actions. But often the most powerful response is simply not reacting at all. In those moments, silence doesn't mean weakness, it means self-assurance. It's the understanding that you don't need to justify yourself to anyone. People may try to impose their views on you, tell you who you should be, or try to manipulate your behavior to suit their needs. But by choosing to remain silent, you refuse to give them the power to dictate your narrative. You assert control over your own life and identity, regardless of external opinions. This kind of strength is rooted in self-awareness. When you know who you are, when you are secure in your values and your purpose, you no longer feel the need to seek validation from others. You can confidently stand in your own truth without the need to explain or defend it. Your actions speak louder than words, and the way you carry yourself with dignity, respect, and confidence communicates everything others need to know about you. You are the one in control of how you define yourself, not someone else. Your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by your own understanding of your value. Silent strength also manifests in how we navigate conflict and adversity. In moments of tension, it's easy to fall into the trap of reacting emotionally, especially when we feel misunderstood or attacked. But by taking a step back and choosing to stay composed, you demonstrate that your emotional state is not dependent on the actions of others. You choose peace over chaos, control over surrender. This quiet power enables you to respond to challenging situations with grace and wisdom without being swayed by the heat of the moment or the pressures of external influences. Moreover, silent strength is the ability to stay true to your boundaries. It's saying no without guilt, it's walking away from relationships that no longer serve your growth, and it's choosing your own happiness and well being over trying to please others. People who exhibit silent strength understand that their time and energy are valuable, and they don't waste them on things or people who don't align with their values. They create space for their own growth and happiness without feeling the need to explain their decisions to others. Their strength comes from within, from knowing that they don't need to justify their choices because they are the ones who ultimately live with the consequences. This quiet strength also allows you to find peace amidst chaos. In a world that often glorifies drama and conflict, those who embody silent strength are like anchors in a storm. They remain grounded no matter what's happening around them, never allowing external turmoil to disturb their inner tranquility. When others are reacting impulsively, you can remain steady, calmly observing and responding from a place of wisdom and clarity. By refusing to be pulled into the chaos, you not only protect your peace, but you also inspire those around you to find their own stillness amidst the noise. In the face of negativity, silent strength becomes a shield. People may criticize, hurt, or challenge you, but by choosing to remain composed, you take away their power over you. Your silence sends the message that you refuse to be influenced by their negativity or judgment. You are not defined by their actions, but by how you choose to respond to them. Silent strength teaches that your identity is not something others can take away. It is something you create for yourself through your choices, your actions, and your ability to stay true to who you are, no matter the circumstances. Ultimately, silent strength is a form of profound self-respect. It is the ability to hold your ground without having to shout it from the rooftops. It is the quiet confidence that speaks volumes in a world that often mistakes noise for power. By embodying this strength, you not only take control of your own narrative, but also cultivate a life that is authentically yours, unshaken by the judgments and actions of others. So go ahead, let them be confused, because in the end, the only thing that truly matters is the love, respect, and peace you have for yourself. And that's something no one can ever take away from you.